Greetings and welcome to another edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I've got some nerd news for you. First up, a really quick thing. Keanu Reeves has been seen arriving on the set of The Matrix 4, and there are a couple of pictures of him with his super shorn hair. His hair is cut short, people, just like it was when, as Neo, he was just plucked from his pod, when he was originally plucked from his pod that the machines had him in. He had this like super short hair. So I don't know anything about what the story of The Matrix 4 is going to be, but it looks like some sort of peek into that period or that state of being for the Neo character is going to be shown. So that's interesting. It's been a long time since we had a Matrix movie. I'm looking forward to Matrix 4. In sort of gaming and TV news, apparently Netflix is going to do an Assassin's Creed series, which I think is great. I'm a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games. I've played most of them. I'm still quite in the middle of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a fantastic game. Wasn't a great big fan of the movie. I saw the movie and I didn't think much of it, and it sort of ended in a way where you thought, okay, there's going to be a sequel because they really only scratched the surface of this thing, but there was no sequel because the first movie bombed. So I don't know, maybe the second time is the charm. Maybe this series will be better. Netflix has a good track record with its original programming, so here's hoping. No word on casting yet or anything like that. No word on what the characters are going to be. I'd love to see Ezio, obviously. Love to see Altair. And I have to say, I'd love to see Cassandra from Odyssey. I'd settle for Alexios, but I'm playing as Cassandra. I'm partial to her. So I'd love to see her. But I think they have to do Ezio and Altair at bare minimum. So, although the movie didn't, but hopefully with the series they'll do those two characters. In other video game news, there is reason to believe that we might get an Uncharted 5 on the PS5. This according to Lad Bible. They have come to conclusion that this might be in the offing based on some goings on in the industry that they have made note of. Apparently, PlayStation is currently bringing in talent for the recently established Malaysian first-party studio. The idea is that this new studio will act as support for some of the company's other first-party teams, including Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, and Santa Monica Studio. The studio is currently on the hunt for a cinematic and in-game animator to help out with one of PlayStation's most, quote, well-known and well-loved franchises, unquote. We are looking for talented, highly motivated, and creative animators to breathe life into the next chapter of cinematic storytelling. The job ad reads, there's very little else to go on, and given the new studio's capacity as a support team, there's every chance they could be assisting on any one of PlayStation's well-known franchises, including Ratchet & Clank, God of War, or even Uncharted Zero Dawn. But Lad Bible thinks Uncharted 5, and that's because I guess fans are anticipating that the studio will be assisting on San Diego Studios' secretive new title, which is expected to be a new entry in the Uncharted series. San Diego Studio has been recruiting a number of Naughty Dog and alumni since January of 2019, including people with prominent involvement in The Last of Us and Uncharted 4. There's still clearly a lot in the air, so take these reports with a pinch of salt for now. But with that said, Uncharted has been going for a long time, and there was no way PlayStation was going to let one of its most well-known and well-loved franchises miss out on the PS5. They don't say whether it would be Nathan Drake or his daughter, because remember, at the end of Uncharted 4, Nathan and his wife and the daughter are living on an island and kind of not really doing anything related to, archaeology or treasure hunts or whatever. So, um, will Nathan be putting on his treasure hunting attire again, or are we gonna see a story that's flashed forward a bit in time, involving his daughter in the main role? I can't see how they would do even that without Nathan's involvement. He'd be involved, I think, but it would probably be more cursory. Um, so we don't know. And again, this is all rumor, but the Uncharted series is fantastic. So I welcome an Uncharted 5. In comic book news, Cricket Llama is reporting that we may be in for a new Supergirl. Obviously, Melissa Benoist has played the character on the show Supergirl on the CW for 5 seasons, but that show's coming to an end after 6th season. And the CW is doing a Superman show, Superman and Lois Lane. I forget the name of it exactly, if it's just Superman and Lois Lane or whatever, but they're doing that show. And I guess there's reason to believe that we might be getting um, a new actress in the role of Supergirl for this show, but it wouldn't be Kara Zor-El, which is why it would make sense. And I say make sense because if I were the CW and I just canceled Supergirl and I were doing a Superman show, I wouldn't bring, I wouldn't be, it would kind of be an insult, first of all, for them to say, hey, do you want to show up every now and then on this show as Supergirl, even though we canceled your show? So I don't see them doing that. So the other option would be to recast Kara Zor-El, and I don't see them doing that either. So it makes sense that it would be another character picking up the mantle of Supergirl. Apparently, Stacey Faber of Degrassi fame has been cast for the new show as Leslie Lar. And comicbook.com has noted that her name is sort of reminiscent of a Silver Age comic villain, Lesla Lar. Lar was a Kandorian foe of Kara Zor-El's, who has a history of allying with Lex Luthor. And of course, the folks of Kandoria have the same powers on Earth as Kryptonians do. Comicbook.com has noted that in her first appearance in the comics in 1961, the character Lesla Lar kidnapped Supergirl and went about impersonating her. So this could happen on the new show. And they're speculating that the way it would happen is that she could start out as a villain and then become good and go on to, take up the mantle of Supergirl in the Arrowverse, akin to the Linda Lee version in the 90s comics. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I've always liked the Supergirl comic. I should say character, Supergirl character. I never read the comic. But, and I've liked the series. So, yeah, I think it would be kind of interesting to see Supergirl continue on. And if it has to be, another character in the Supergirl suit, then I can deal with that. As long as it's done well. So we'll have to see. That show is a ways off yet, so it's going to be a while. But anyway, that's the latest entertainment news that I've come across. So I'm going to beam out of here. But I'll be back, like I said, definitely when episode 4 of season 3 of Discovery airs, or before that if there's more news. Until then, I say thank you for watching, and peace and long life.